Okay, so you know yourself. Now you've got to do the right thing. And what do we mean by that? You need to know your purpose in life, first of all, because otherwise you'll just end up getting pushed around into all kinds of things. You need to know your purpose, you need to believe it, and you need to actually think about it. Okay? You can if you just write something down, lots of people have written stuff down, and they can't repeat it back to you even. The, it's pointless, okay? But you mean something. If you know what you're about, then you cannot do the things that aren't really important. Okay. Now remember, there are four types of tasks out there. Some people call this the Eisenhower quadrant. We don't really know for sure who created it. You've probably seen it before. I'm telling you, you need to make it real. The first type of task is not important, not urgent. And this is what most people spend the majority of their time on, believe it or not. And that's the truth. Okay. Watching TV, social media, it doesn't matter. Okay. It's not important. It's not urgent. And you got to understand the difference between important and urgent. I'm hoping that if you don't look it up in the dictionary. Okay. The second thing that, and this is in order of what most people spend their time on. The second one is urgent but not important. That usually means, if it's not important, it usually means that somebody else is urgent and it's not really something you may need to deal with. Now, that depends on how much you care for the other person. It could become your urgent simply because you love the person and they need your help. A lot of times, they didn't really need your help. They just thought you could do it easier than they could. All right. So, excuse me. But truly, if it's not really important, do you really want to do it at all? And you'll be shocked at the number of times when you don't do it and you'll find out it never really needed done in the first place. The next type, this is urgent and important. Now, these usually do get done, but the problem is they were usually at one time important but not urgent. And they could have been done then and they could have been done well. And now you're up against a deadline and it is important. So you're doing it, but it's getting done very poorly. Okay. That's not, if it's truly important, then this is something you should want to do well and need to do well. But we wait till it's urgent and then we do it. Don't do that. All right. And the last type is important but not urgent. And these are usually the life changers, both for you and somebody else. And a lot of times they don't get done at all. They don't get done until they become urgent. People don't do things. And then all once their wife has moved out, now it's urgent. Okay, so now they're doing them. Things like they've had a heart attack. Now it's urgent. All right, let's not do that. And I know I'm one to talk, but that's what we mean. These are the life changers, and if you don't have a system, they're not getting done. Okay, now do the one thing. This is the next key. And I know I'm throwing a lot at you here, but this is okay, think about it at the beginning of the year. What's the one thing you can do this year? And ask this question, the one thing you can do that will make everything else either easier or unimportant or unnecessary, I should say. Easier or unnecessary? What's that one thing that makes everything else, affects everything else for the year, for the month, for the week, for the day? Think about it at the beginning of the day. What's the one thing I could do today that'll make everything else easier or unnecessary? All right. So, big deal. Thank you. But that is the key to doing the right things.